The first strike didn't break the bone. It just numbed me. The second one did. I heard it before I felt it, the crack that split my legs like dry branches. My father's face hovered above me, eyes glowing with the same sick joy he reserved for drunk nights and broken things. "Now they match your worthless life," he spat, pressing his boot harder. My mother leaned in, laughing, the kind of laugh that wraps itself around your throat. "Crawling looks better on you." And me? I smiled, through the blood, through the swelling, through the shame. Because in that moment, as my world collapsed, I already knew. This was their last laugh. Backstory setup. I used to believe they loved me. Foolish, isn't it? As a child, I carried their approval like oxygen. My father once told me I was light on my feet, born to dance. My mother sewed my first costume herself, humming lullabies as she worked the thread. That recital, my first, should have been proof that their daughter was worth something. I remember sneaking out to the backyard at night, practicing under the moonlight, pretending every sway, every spin was for an audience that would finally see me. But love in my house was conditional. It curdled into cruelty the moment I asked for more. Every achievement was met with silence, every mistake with punishment. I didn't notice then, but they enjoyed breaking me long before my bones ever cracked. Discovery of betrayal. It wasn't just the legs. That night was only the performance piece, their masterpiece of cruelty. The betrayal came in whispers, in their laughter behind closed doors. I'd hear them talk about me as though I wasn't theirs, a burden, a failure, a punchline. I found the bills they forged in my name, debts they piled on my future. I overheard my mother joke to a neighbor that I'd never leave this house alive. The truth was undeniable. I wasn't their daughter. I was their entertainment, their punching bag, their practice canvas for destruction. And that night, when they left me crawling on the floor, clutching the remains of my legs, I stopped being their child. I became something else entirely. Shift in mindset. Most people cry, beg, break. But pain, when it stays long enough, becomes quiet. It hardens. I learned to wear it like armor. I didn't scream when they hit me. I memorized. Every strike, every word, every cruelty cataloged and stored. They thought I was powerless, but I was studying, learning, preparing. I didn't rush. Vengeance isn't fast food, it's a banquet. It takes patience, seasoning, time. While they laughed, I crawled to the phone. While they drank, I built allies, neighbors, teachers, officials who'd seen the bruises but never heard the story. While they slept, I collected evidence, photos, receipts, recordings. They gave me nothing but pain. I turned it into a weapon. Execution of the plan. Step 1. Exposure. I handed my collection to the right hands. Police, lawyers, journalists. Not in one blow, but piece by piece, drip-fed like poison. Each article, each report stripped their reputation like flesh from bone. Step 2. Isolation. I closed their accounts with the signatures they once forged in mine. I rerouted their bills, froze their credit. The house that once caged me became their prison. Utilities cut, food dwindling, no one answering their calls. Step 3. Silence. I stopped acknowledging them. No screaming matches, no begging for answers. Just the empty void where their victim used to be. The silence drove them mad faster than fists ever could. Every move was deliberate, every detail chosen. They had built a life on power, and I dismantled it brick by brick. Climax and confrontation. It ended where it began, in the living room, the air heavy with stale alcohol and rage. My father's face was red, his voice cracking from desperation. "What did you do?" he demanded. My mother's hands trembled, nails digging into her palms. I stood, on healed legs, taller than they remembered, stronger. I smiled, I said. Through every kick, every laugh, every time you told me I was nothing, I smiled. Because I knew the day would come when you'd choke on your own cruelty. My father lunged, but the officers stepped in, pinning him down. My mother collapsed, sobbing, not out of guilt, but fear. She finally understood. Their victim had outgrown the role. They weren't being arrested for one broken recital. They were being buried under years of evidence, signed confessions they didn't know they'd given, voices caught on tape. Their downfall was not sudden, it was rehearsed. By me. And I never missed a step. Resolution and emotional release. The judge's gavel was my applause. The sentence, my curtain call. Years in prison for both. No parole. No laughter left. I don't dance on stages anymore, but I dance in my mind, in the quiet moments where freedom feels like music. My scars ache when it rains, but I smile anyway. Not the smile of a victim pretending to be okay, but the smile of who waited, endured,